Well, hello everyone. Welcome back on this Sunday evening. And the selection of beers out here to enjoy one of them. Just gonna see if I can set this up a little better. Well, hello. Welcome to the backyard here. We're just getting set up for another live and kind of getting in a position here. It's hard to tell. Am I live? I'll figure this out. There we are. So we did a recent vacation there up north. One of the breweries we went to was Fenelon Falls Brewery, and which I have a few beers from that brewery. Thought I'd enjoy one of them here tonight. Don't want to knock that glass over. One of them being a Vienna lager. Another one being the Farmhouse Saison. And a East Coast IPA. And a Mango Pale Ale. Just trying to decide which one I want to try here. I'm just going to get a couple more logs thrown on the fire here while I decide. Yeah, I'll change the view so you can see some of the fire there. There, that should be good. Oh, I don't know if I can adjust that right now. So I think I'll try the East Coast IPA. Just maybe craving a little bit of that bitterness. So my Sunday evening lives, I have intentions of having other YouTubers with me every Sunday evening. And scheduling things, I'm pretty new at this myself, and even the technical side. I figure the more times I do this, the easier it's going to be to navigate through YouTube. But again, it's I have intentions of having other people with me going live together, other channels that I enjoy watching on YouTube, maybe have them on. I've had two or three people now, other YouTubers that I've done lives with, and they've been just fun to do. And yeah, it's been a good time. Oh, that's really bitter, like grapefruit bitter. Really citrusy, but on the grapefruit side, there's like no sweetness to that. Not in a bad way. I like something with a lot of flavor. Just see how hazy that is. Very foamy. Just let that settle down a little bit. Yeah, I haven't had a live fire here for a little while. Our weather has been just perfect the last couple days. We had that really hot weather, and yeah, they're unseasonably hot earlier on in the summer. I know we still got our hot period of summer coming, but let's enjoy this while it's here. There, that's pretty good stuff. Like I say, I like a good beer with some nice flavor. And being that we got this while we were up north on vacation in Fenelon Falls, you get to enjoy that vacation again when you bring it in your backyard. Yeah, Fenelon Falls Brewery was right in this town of Fenelon Falls, and it's just off where the locks are between two lakes with different elevations where the boats go through. And we had lunch there, a couple samples of beer, but we're on the second story is where they have their restaurant, and all the doors open up to the locks, and the weather was just beautiful sitting at the table, had that nice breeze off the water, watching the boats go by. It was just a great day. And like I say, you just remember that when you taste their beer. So I thought I'd see who's out tonight, maybe other people watching, see what other people are maybe enjoying a beverage or hanging out in their backyard. A couple days ago, I did a rotisserie cook on the kettle. I had last week I did a rotisserie cook on a beef blade roast on the Napoleon kettle. I can show you on this grill here, the Napoleon Pro kettle. So I did a beef blade roast, and that was just phenomenal. And I had a comment on that video that they'd like to see a whole chicken cook. And it just happened to be, I was trying to think of what to cook that evening for dinner. So went out and got a whole chicken, and I did a video step by step on how I do a whole chicken on the rotisserie. So I just released that video yesterday. That was phenomenal. Any rotisserie chicken you do yourself, like I say, is the best tasting rotisserie chicken. And I've had comments, oh, you could buy a cheap rotisserie chicken in the grocery store. And yeah, you can, but it was just phenomenal. We got meadow fro. Ha, a skunk just passed along your fence. Oh, really? I know there's some black and white feral cats near here. There's three of them actually. They have markings like a skunk, but it's quite possible it was a skunk you saw. That's pretty cool. Yeah, skunk, I'm thinking maybe a tuxedo cat as well, but we'll see. Skunk comes out, that could make an interesting video. Good stuff. Yeah, so what else? I did get the pellet grill, master built. I'll have to go through some videos and see what I recently cooked here. Let me see. Oh, I did that video up north when we were visiting family, and my nephew Ethan helped me barbecue. That was quite fun to do that video with him, by the way. Yeah, and also enjoying a beer in a storm. I did that last weekend, I believe, and we had a storm rolling in. So I thought, you know what? I got time. Took out my camera, started filming the storm rolling in. Got closer, and I thought, is it going to be something? And sure enough, yep, the rain started coming. So went and got some beer and cracked open a beer, and it just started pouring rain. That was a fun video to do in the pouring rain. I'd like to do more of those if the timing's right. Oh yeah, the steak on the pellet grill had that nice bone-in ribeye, and I showed a nice, easy way to, like a weeknight dinner, to cook a thick steak like that on the pellet grill using a cast iron pan to get that sear. That was just fantastic. I recommend doing that if you have a pellet grill. And of course, the bed and breakfast vacation video where we went to this brewery. I showed a little bit of that in that video. That was pretty cool. And barbecuing with my nephew up there. That was a good time. Excuse me. Excuse me. And then swordfish fillets on the Kamado grill. Yeah, I got to do more cooks on the Kamado grill. That was a grill where I took the flat plate, cast iron plate, and I did the fish right on that. And then I made some nice fish wraps with some fresh herbs and that from the garden. That was good stuff. All right, let's get back to the comments here. See, might have been a cat. Just caught a quick glimpse. Cheers too from Ottawa. Oh wow, all the way from Ottawa. Cheers. It's probably, if I had to guess, it's probably 10 degrees cooler in Ottawa than it is here. That's kind of how it was when we were up north. We weren't quite as far as Ottawa, but it was, I think it was like 95 degrees here and it was like 85 degrees up there. But at nighttime, it would go down to like 70. It was so comfortable. So we've been getting vegetables in our vegetable garden going on. And I think I showed in a couple videos going over to pick some fresh herbs, and there's going to be more videos like that where I head over to the garden and pick the odd thing. We got a whole vegetable garden at the other end of the yard. Let's show you a quick glimpse here. Okay, this is the setup you normally see in most of my videos with all the barbecues. And of course the fire pit there, but over here is where we have a nice sitting area, another pavilion. And I'll just quickly walk across the yard here and show you some of our vegetable garden here. Yeah. Got a lot of green tomatoes. Can't wait for those to be ripen up. Yeah, a nice mix of flowers, a bunch of radishes, green beans, lots of zucchinis we've been getting over there. Yeah. Here's all those fresh herbs. Got a lot of dill. Go back over by the fire. Nothing like the smell of a campfire in your backyard. So yeah, I reached out to a few different other YouTubers, and we're trying to set something up with some dates. And I'll try to do lives on Sunday evenings like this. Seems to be a good time for me to schedule it. And there's also supporters of the channel as well that would like to do some lives, so may get some of those set up. But if you're another YouTuber, you want to help promote your channel, and you're interested in doing a live with me on a Sunday evening like this, we could sit and chat, have ourselves a beverage like this, and talk about each other's channel or talk about your channel. Chances are, if I'm watching your channel, a lot of other people who enjoy watching this content will enjoy your content. So I did empty this beer can here, and most of you know what happens then. Yeah. I think we're starting something with that beer can launcher, because I know Trumpet Master in his live pulled out his leaf blower, shot his beer can, and somebody else in the comments started doing the same thing. Okay, I rewound and played it at quarter speed. I'm pretty sure it was a skunk. How it was walking. Oh man, that's crazy. Okay, I'm gonna have to, when I'm done this live stream, I'm gonna go back and have a look. That's pretty cool. Like I say, there are 3 feral cats around here, black and white cats, but a lot of times they walk along the fence top chasing squirrels. A lot of times, sometimes you'll even see squirrels run along that fence. In a few videos, I caught it, and when I was editing, and I slowed it down, and I showed the little squirrel running, zoomed in on it. It's pretty funny. Well, if you're still on here, how's the weather up in Ottawa? I mean, today it's about 80 degrees here, which, well, I guess I should use Celsius. I think that's about 25 Celsius. It went by just a few seconds after you pan to the barbecues in the corner. Okay. Huh. Well, we were actually in the gardens weeding about an hour ago or so, and that would have been a little scary to come across face to face. Because I don't believe the skunks go up on the fence. They're always on the ground. I've seen raccoons on the fence, raccoons, squirrels, and cats, but never skunks. Sometimes I see little holes in the grass where I think it's skunks because they're looking for grubs or something, but I know they're in the backyard, but I don't see one in the backyard very often. That's funny. Now I'm anxious to see that. That's pretty funny. Yeah, so if I go back to my videos here, and of course I did the deep fried pierogies and spam video. Had to do that, give a shout out to my buddy Wayne from Tavern 53. We always talk about cooking spam, so I was thinking him when I did that video. And tasting whiskey and butter tarts with my brother Dan. Yeah, I've been trying to get maybe my brother Dan to do a live stream with me one Sunday. figure if a lot of you, if you've been watching the channel, you've probably seen Dan. He's the most frequent guest here on the show. Bacon wrapped jalapeno popper chicken thighs. Oh, that was delicious. That was delicious. That's something I got to do again. I took a boneless, skinless chicken thigh, laid it out, and pretty much made a jalapeno popper. I fried down the jalapenos. Gosh, how did that go? Yeah, I fried down jalapenos and onions. Put the cream cheese, jalapeno onions, and then wrap the chicken and the filling with bacon. Man, it was just fantastic. That was a nice bite. Something I got to do again. Beef skirt steak over the charcoal. Skirt steak was just delicious. If I remember right, we did those in tortillas, chopped them up. Some onions and peppers. Very good. Pellet grill pizza. Pizza on a pellet grill using cast iron pans. Hands down our favorite pizza around here. It's 23 degrees here right now. Had a 3-day spell last week of mid-30s with a 42 humidex. So your weather is pretty similar to up here then. Or I should say, your weather up there is similar to the weather down here. Okay. Yeah, we were just south of Huntsville last week, 2 weeks ago. And yeah, it was much cooler up there. I was surprised, especially in the evenings. Oh, the best way to cut your grass. That was a fun video. Started off setting up the charcoal in the grill. Put a rack of ribs on there. And then set up the lawnmower. Start cutting away. Cut the backyard. In between flipping the ribs, saucing the ribs. Then cleaning up everything. Taking a shower. Coming back out all cleaned up. Crack open a cold beer. Then pulling that rack of ribs off the barbecue. That's how you cut your grass. Italian style meatballs. That was good cook as well. Doing meatballs on the kettle grill, cooking them right over the charcoal. That was good stuff. Yeah, put out a little bit of content there the last couple of weeks. Yeah, we'll see what we got planned going forward. Well, just wanted to touch base tonight. Like I say, I didn't have a guest to come on with me tonight, but I have hopes that every Sunday evening I'm going to try to have somebody with me. Or, of course, if we can't do a week or something's not scheduled, we'll bypass that. But yeah, for the most part, I'd like to get some guests and who may have similar interests to what you, the viewer, would like to see, and like to set those things up. So, thanks for joining me tonight. Hope you enjoyed the fire here, and
definitely a skunk.
my wife went and reviewed the video, and she said definitely a skunk. Anyway, she's worried about the skunk. All right. Thanks for joining me, Middle Flush. My friend from Ottawa, thank you for joining. Cheers, and we'll see you on the next one. Hopefully no skunk on the next one. Or maybe. Paul. Cheers, Paul. Thanks for joining. Thanks for pointing out the skunk.